Yeah, all right, that doesn't get old. Okay, hello friends. Happy Saturday. Sorry, the weather's kind of gross up here in DC. I'm glad we're here practicing yoga. We're going to do a 90-minute yoga class. We're going to start with 5 rounds of sun salutes to warm up our body, and then we will hop into 26 into yoga, 2 breathing exercises, 26 postures. If at any point in class something does not feel right for your body, know that you can modify, you can do something else, or you can skip entirely. Yoga can be challenging, and that's okay, but we're never going to a point of pain or a point where we could cause harm to ourselves or others. For the sun salutes, you're going to come towards the top of your mat with your feet close together. I'll stand back a bit and show you in periphery. Take a moment with your arms down by your side. We're going to start with 2 rounds of half sun salutes before we jump into 3 rounds of full sun salutes. If the half sun salutes are speaking to you, keep doing those when we transition to full salutes. Okay, bring your hands together at heart center and begin. As you inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Look up as if you were saluting or greeting the sun. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Arms up your ears, hands to floor, relax your head. Inhale, lengthen into a halfway lift, hips over heels. You can have your hands on your thighs, your shins, or the floor in front of you. Exhale, bend your knees and fold, relax your head. Inhale, arms over your ears, hands together, lift up, try to come up with a flat back. Exhale, hands down. Let's do one more half salute. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Slowly exhale, fold. Try to make exhales a little longer than inhales. Inhale, lengthen, halfway. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift up. Exhale, hands down. We'll transition to full sun salutes. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, this time put your hands on the floor and step back into a high plank or tabletop position. On your next exhale, hug your elbows in and lower down halfway. Inhale, come up into a back bend. You can do Cobra with elbows bent and thighs on the floor, or Up Dog with arms straight and thighs off the floor. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up for Down Dog. You can bend one knee, straighten the other, and then press your heels to the floor, hips to the ceiling, drop your head. Look for your thighs behind you. If Down Dog is not speaking to you, do a Child's Pose instead. Sink your hips down as you reach your arms forward. Child's Pose always feels so good. Option to stay right here in every set. On your next inhale, hands to the floor, look forward, step forward, lengthen, halfway lift. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift up. Exhale, hands down. 2 more. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, step back, high plank or tabletop. If that lowering down motion doesn't work for you, skip it. Go straight from your plank or tabletop directly into your Down Dog or Child's Pose. Otherwise, imagine you're pulling yourself down to the floor. Inhale your Up Dog. If you're doing Up Dog, try to have thighs off the floor. Exhale your Down Dog or Child's Pose. If you're doing Down Dog, spread your fingers wide and root down through all 28 knuckles and the space between your index finger and thumb, so you're not putting all of your body weight on your wrists. Inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Last one. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, high plank. Keep exhaling, lower down. Inhale your Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Last Down Dog, try to get your heels on the floor. If your heels are not touching the floor, you can try taking a wider stance. If you have tight hamstrings, you can micro bend your knees to take weight away from the backs of the legs. Otherwise, press your knees back, lift your hips up, drop your head, look for your thighs behind you. Inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, arms with ears, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Wonderful, so that's our little warm up. We will now hop into 26 into yoga, beginning with a breathing exercise. Pranayama, deep breathing, good for your lungs and respiratory system. You'll inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. All the time against the back of your throat. Your nose and your mouth are just a passageway. Breathe as much as possible, as long as possible, as slow as possible. Don't forget to have fun. Feet together, toes, heels touching nicely. Interlock your 10 fingers, cross your thumbs, and glue your knuckles underneath your chin. Rock your weight into your heels. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. You made it to class. Concentrate, meditate, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose. Lift your elbows up. Suck your stomach in. Fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up. Exhale through your mouth. HA, sound head back. Arms forward, elbows touch. Good. Inhale. Elbows out and arms up. Slowly bring your chin down. Look straight ahead. Lift your elbows all the way up. Breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up. Slowly push your head back. Look way, way, way back for the wall behind you. Arms forward. Elbows touch, pointing forward. Inhale, head down. Breathe in through your nose. Down through your throat to the very bottom of your lungs. Exhale, head up. As you exhale, open your mouth wide. Slowly push all the air out. Elbows touch, lungs empty. Inhale, head down. Keep the weight in your heels. Squeeze your thighs. Squeeze your butt. Lock your legs. Exhale, head up. Weight stays in your heels. Lower body stays still like a statue. Just your head drops back. Elbows touch. Inhale, head down. As you inhale, suck your stomach in. Depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles. Exhale, head up. Even as you exhale, abdomen in, shoulders down, elbows up, triceps parallel to the floor. Inhale, head down. So just the neck and arms move at the beginning of class, getting a little bit of range of motion in the neck spine. Exhale, head up. So no backward bending, just the head drops back. Keep shoulders over hips, abdomen engaged, weight in the heels. Inhale, head down. Every new inhale, you want to take in more air than the last breath to expand your lung capacity. Exhale, head up. The more you exhale here, the more fresh oxygen you can take in on your next breath. Push and squeeze. Inhale, head down. So make this the deepest breath so far. Breathing into the top of the lungs, middle of the lungs, bottom of the lungs, full lungs. Exhale, head up. In our day-to-day life, we don't really use the full lung capacity, but the lungs need to be worked out like any other part of the body. Inhale, head down. Let's make this the last breath in the first set. Spine a little longer, elbows a little higher, lungs a little fuller. Suck your stomach in. Breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up. Take your time. Eyes open. Hips forward, legs locked, stomach in. Keep exhaling. Push and squeeze. Elbows touch. Good. Change. Arms down. Can roll out your shoulders and head. Second set, feet still touching, toes, heels in line. Interlock your fingers, switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top. Bring all of your knuckles underneath your chin like glue. So your top thumb presses into your throat ever so slightly so that the throat can constrict a little bit like a valve. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your butt, grow taller out of the base of your spine, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose, lift your elbows up, suck your stomach in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up, exhale through your mouth. HA, sound head back, arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Full lungs. Exhale, head up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lungs empty, 1. Inhale, head down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, elbows up, 6. Exhale, head up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, elbows touch, 1. Inhale, head down. Use the full 6 seconds to inhale. Take in more and more and more air. Exhale, head up. Use the full 6 seconds to exhale. Go slow. Slowly head back. Reach your arms forward. Elbows touch. Inhale, head down. So you're learning to synchronize your breath with your body movements. Elbows find their highest point when your lungs are full. Exhale, head up. You're learning to breathe slow as well as deep. Slowly exhale. Stretch your arms forward. Exhale more, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Use your chin to push your knuckles down. Keep your fingers interlocked up to the webbing. Exhale, head up. Now use your knuckles to push your head back. Squeeze your palms together, wrists together, forearms, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. So slowly head down. Palms face the floor. Can you keep your wrists straight as you lift your elbows up? Exhale, head up. Slowly, head tilts back. Keep the chest lifted, abdomen engaged. Reach your arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Let's do 2 more breaths in the second set. Bring your chin down, look straight ahead. Can you bring your elbows back as well as up? Exhale, head up. Can you grow taller? Even as you exhale, puff up your chest, soften your shoulders. Look back, exhale more, elbows touch. Inhale, head down, last breath. Second set, deepest breath of your life. When your lungs are totally full, surprise yourself. Take in one more sip of air. Exhale, head up. Take your time, let everything go through the exhale breath. Any worries, any cares, let them go. Be here now, elbows touch. Good, change. Arms down, roll out your shoulders and head. We'll continue. Ardha Chandrasana with Tadasana, half moon with hands to feet pose. Feet together, inhale your arms over your head sideways, palms together. Interlock your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs, nice tight grip. Stretch up out of your waist and bend right and left. Every time you pass through the middle, stretch up a little taller like you're trying to touch the ceiling. And when you can't stretch anymore, come to stop in the middle. Bring the weight into your heels. Press your hips a little forward so your hips and pelvis open to the front of your mat. Squeeze your palms together, lean your upper body back so the chest and rib cage are also opening to the front of your space. Bring your head and arms back 1 more inch, touch your biceps to your ears. Inhale, breathing, stretch up out of your waist, try to touch the ceiling. Exhale, breathing, absolutely straight line, slowly bend your body to the right. Without bending your elbows, without bending your knees, push your hips to the left beyond your flexibility. You're trying to create a tremendous stretching feeling in the left side of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes. Just remember, it's the first posture of the day, and if you're in DC, it's kind of cold today, even though it's spring. So the body might be like, what's going on here, right? It's raining, it's kind of gray out. So take it easy, listen to your body, and if you feel a little tight and crunchy, especially at the beginning of class, especially in a morning class, that is normal. All you have to do is breathe. There's no one you have to prove anything to. There's nowhere you have to be. All you have to do is breathe through your nose. Keep the weight back in your heels. Push your hips a little forward, squeeze your palms together, touch your biceps to your ears. Push your left hip a little forward to get your 2 hips in line. Right shoulder forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming. Come down, push, push, push. Change. Inhale to come up, stop in the middle. Press your heels down, lift your chest up, stretch up tall, and slowly bend to the left as you press your hips to the right. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your glutes, engage your abdominal wall. Lift your chin, lift your chest, drop your shoulders. It's a very proud posture. You have a lot to be proud of for practicing yoga today. Good for you. Make sure your neck stays in line with the rest of your spine, so you're not dropping your head down, but you're also not leaning back too much, right? We're not back bending. You want to keep everything flat, like you could press your whole body against a wall in front of you. Weight in your heels, arms with your ears, squeeze palms together. Push your right hip a little forward, 2 hips in line. Left shoulder a little forward, 2 shoulders in line. Inhale, lengthen through the arms. Exhale, press your heels down, come down, push, and push, and push. Change. Inhale to come up, first back bend of the day. Take a deep breath, full lungs, keep your eyes open. Relax your head back as far as it goes. You can give your head a gentle shake. Look for the floor behind you, squeeze your butt. Lift your chest and bring your arms back with your ears. Try to touch the wall behind you. So whole spine back bending from coccyx to the neck, lower back, middle back, and upper back. Keep the weight in your heels, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs, lift your kneecaps. Inhale, breathing, push stomach, thighs, hips, everything forward. Exhale, breathing, arms back, look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back, change. Inhale to come up, stretch up tall. Exhale, bend your knees, fold. Arms with ears, try to go down with a flat back, straight spine. Hands to floor, drop your head, go for a walk, move your hips, shake your head. This is a U-turn from back bending to forward folding. At the beginning of class, your spine might not be quite warmed up yet. Move your hips to get your lower back nice, relaxed, comfortable, easy, flexible. I have to tell you, I got my first pedicure in like a year and a half yesterday, and I'm looking at my toes right now, and I'm like, this is so much more fun. Okay, Tadasana, hands to feet pose. Bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your calves to your Achilles or your heels from behind. Step on all 10 fingers. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, and lift your hips up. Stretch your upper body down from the lower spine to the floor. I told the woman, like, oh, this is my first pedicure in a long time, thinking she was getting that a lot. And instead she was like, why? Were you scared? I was like, yeah. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, lift your hips up, push your knees back, keep pulling, keep stretching, push the big toes down, lift the hips up, stretch your spine. Good, change, come up, biceps with ears, knees can bend. Very nice, arms down, and you stand a little taller. Second set, feet together. Inhale your arms over your head sideways, palms together. Switch to grip. Interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs with the other thumb, pinky finger on top. Imagine you're leaning your whole body against a wall behind you. So you want to press the hips a little forward, pull your belly button in, and slide your breastbone up. Inhale, stretch up nice and tall. Exhale, slowly bend to the right as you press your hips to the left. Keep the weight in your heels, arms with your ears, still breathing in and out through your nose. Squeeze your palms together, press your heels down. Keep the chin and chest lifted. Can you lift your right shoulder away from your right hip and start to steer your left armpit to the right side of the room? Left hip a little forward, right shoulder a little forward, weight in the heels, come down, push. Lock your arms, come down, push. Lock your legs, come down, push. Change. Inhale to come up, stop in the middle. Squeeze palms, lift chest, stretch up, and slowly bend to the left as you press your hips to the right. Still breathing in and out through the nose. In yoga, make your breath your number one priority. Probably a good idea outside of yoga too. Once you can breathe, then you want to focus on your form. And once you have the form, then you go for depth. But it goes in that order: your breath, the form of the posture, and then the depth. Weight in the heels, hips forward, arms back. Push your right hip a little forward, 2 hips in line. Left shoulder forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming. Come down, push, push, push. Change. Inhale to come up, stop in the middle. Second heart opener, deep breath, full lungs. Keep your eyes open. Relax your head back, squeeze your butt, lift your chest, and bring your arms back with your ears. So whole spine back bending, and the whole front of your body is opening. Notice if the knees or elbows are bending. Lift your hips up a little bit, lock your legs, press your heels down, push your hips forward, puff up your chest, squeeze your palms together, push your hands back, arms back, look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back. Change. Inhale to come up, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Going to hinge at your hips as you go down, hands to floor, drop your head, go for another walk, move your hips, shake your head. Second set, Tadasana, hands to feet pose, bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your legs or your heels from underneath, step on all 10 fingers, wrap your elbows back, elbows to calf, stomach to thighs, chest to knees, let your head hang heavy, touch your face to your shins, below your knees, but your number 4 side, right? Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your big toes, and lift your hips up. Notice if all the weight is in your pinky toes and your knees are coming apart a lot, that's the hips opening because the back is tight. Try to bring the knees back together, push your big toes down, roll forward, find your edge, lift your hips up, push your knees back, pull, stretch, try to lock your legs. Good, change, come up, try to come up with a flat back, hands together, hinge at your hips. Good, arms down, and you let that one go, standing nice and tall. Awkward Ookatasana, step your right foot to the right, about 6 inches, hip width distance, insides of your feet perfectly parallel like 11s. Bring your arms up, parallel to the floor, tricep muscles tight, fingertips active, abdomen in. Bend your knees, stick your butt out, sit back and down into a chair. Feet flat position, spine straight to begin with, 100% of your body weight in your heels. Sit down halfway only, hips into a chair. Suck your stomach in and lean your upper body back. Depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles. Suck it in, hold it in tight. Bring your hips back a little bit more, knees back a little bit more, sit down a little bit more. Lift your chin up, chest up, lean back, fall back, way back, change. Inhale to come up, keep your arms there. Press your hips forward, drop your shoulders down, re-engage triceps, fingertips. Spread your toes wide, lift your heels, come up maximum on your tippy toes like a ballerina. Stretch up first, bend your knees, and sit down. Lean back. Notice if your knees are coming way in or way out. Point your knees and big toes forward. Look straight ahead, heels a little higher, knees a little higher. Sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change. Inhale to come up. Last part, still breathing. Arms are strong, fingertips engaged. Squeeze your knees together, point your toes forward, let your heels come a little off the floor, and slowly sit down. Now you can stop at any point. You can also put your hands on the floor to help yourself in, or you just keep sitting down and then stop when there's a ½ inch gap between your hips and your heels. So squeeze your knees together and forward so your hips are a little higher than your knees. If I put a tennis ball on your thighs, it would roll forward, squeeze thighs, lift chest, drop shoulders, relax your face, re-engage your fingertips, and change. Slowly come up, knees together. Good, heels down, right foot back, arms and shoulders down. Take a breath. Second set, step your right foot to the right, hip width distance, big toes point forward, insides of your feet perfectly parallel. Arms up, parallel to the floor, triceps active, abdomen in, bend your knees, stick your butt out, fold forward, sit back and down, hips into a chair. So you can lean forward, almost like you're Superman flying forward, right, to get your thighs parallel to the floor, weight in the heels, and then start to lift your upper body back, roll the shoulders back and down, chin up, chest up, change, inhale to come up, keep your arms there, push your hips forward. So rather than sticking your butt out, you want to tuck your tailbone under, spread your toes wide, lift your heels up, concentrate, meditate, don't even blink your eyes, stretch up, and sit down. So you're focusing on one point. Heels a little higher, knees a little higher, sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change, inhale to come up. Last part, still breathing. Squeeze your knees and thighs together. Let your heels come a little off the floor and slowly sit down. The slower you do, the more muscles you use. Go slow. So this is practice for toe stand later on. If you think about toe stand, you just put one foot on top of the thigh and then you're in toe stand, right? So practice the balance here, balancing on two toes. Squeeze your knees together and forward, thighs parallel to the floor, arms parallel to the thighs, spine perfectly straight. From the side, looks like you're holding a box. Change, slowly come up. Good, heels down, right foot back, arms down. Okay, eagle pose, Garvasana. Look at your arms, identify which arm is right, which arm is left. Don't mix them up. Keep in mind, I'm not mirroring you. We do the right side first. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch. Exhale, swing right arm, under left arm. Right elbow, under left elbow, cross first at your elbows. Again, if you can, at your wrists. Palms together, thumbs towards your nose, pinkies away from your face. Pull your elbows down, bend your knees, sit back and down. Shift your weight to your left foot, keep your left knee bent, and bring your right leg over your left leg as high as possible. Right over left, cross twist, and eventually wrap your right foot behind your left calf muscle. Doesn't have to be today or tomorrow. If your foot is coming out, sit down more. If you're losing your balance, arch your upper body back. Bring your knees to the right, upper body to the left, twist like ropes. Bring the weight back into your heel, pull the elbows down. One day fingertips go below the nose. Sit down more and lean your upper body back at the end. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head. Let's do the left side. Swing your left arm under your right arm. And this is a rare moment where you can just let your arms relax. The more relaxed the arms are, the easier the momentum is, the easier it is to cross twist. Eventually, palms together, thumbs towards your nose, pinkies towards the front wall. Pull elbows down, bend your knees, sit back and down. Shift your weight to your right foot, keep your right knee bent, and bring your left leg over your right leg as high as possible. Cross your legs each other, twist like ropes, eventually wrap your left foot behind your right calf muscle. Doesn't have to be today or tomorrow. This side might feel a little or a lot different from the other side. It does for me. You might know why that is, like an injury or a surgery or whatever it is, or you might have had no idea until today. Left knee's a little bit tighter than right knee today, and that's a wonderful place to be too. Yoga gives us tools for self-realization. Bring your knees a little to the left, upper body to the right, bring the weight back into your heels, still breathing, in and out through the nose. Sit a little bit lower, breathe a little bit slower, bring your upper body back at the end. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head, right in the second set. Let your arms relax and bring right arm, zoom, under left arm. Sometimes I like to interlace the fingers and kind of bend my wrists right and left to work out the wrist joint, and then maybe see if you can get your fingertips in line and your wrists straight. It's like a lifetime of work right there. Pull elbows down, bend your knees, sit back and down, stay down there, and bring your right leg over your left leg. Cross twist. So notice how my knees are twisting to the left, right? Now move the knees to the right, upper body a little to the left. So you want your elbows over your knees. In other words, push your left hip a little forward, two hips in line, right shoulder a little forward, two shoulders in line. Bring the weight back into your heel, sit down like you're sitting down into a chair, lift your chin up, chest up, change. Feet together, arms over your head, last one, left arm, under right arm, and again, you can interlace the fingers and try to work out the wrist joint. Maybe fingertips in line. This side's way different for me. Notice if your hands are to the right of your face, pull the hands back to center, drop the right shoulder down, two shoulders in line. Bend your knees, sit down, keep your hips low, and bring your left leg over your right leg. So you're never forcing the body. Keep that in mind. I can wrap my foot, but it doesn't feel good to my hip right now, so I'm not gonna do it, right? Push your right hip a little forward, Left shoulder a little forward, going to a point that feels good where you can breathe. Now bring right knee to right and left knee to left, right elbow to right, left elbow to left. Feel deep compression running down the center line of your body among all your major joints. Sit a little bit lower, lean your upper body back at the end. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head. Slowly arms down. Party time. You can grab a sip of water if you want. Cheers, friends. Water tastes good this morning. Okay, I must be a little dehydrated. Let's keep going. Standing, head to knee, Dandayamana, Janu Shirasana. Bring your feet together, toes point forward, stand up nice and tall. Shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, and lift your right leg up. You can point your toes, flex your toes, keep your toes flexed back to your face. Notice if your right hip is lifting up, try to drop the right hip down, 2 hips in line. Option to stay here, or as you're ready, start to round down and pick up your right foot. All 10 fingers interlocked, webbing to webbing grip. From start to finish, standing leg should be solid, concrete, one piece, lamp post, unbroken. You have no knee. You're welcome to stay here in the setup. If you know your left leg is locked, no bend, no wobble, face relaxed. Inhale, breathing, slowly, gently, lift your right leg up. Stretch it forward until your right leg is exactly parallel to the floor. No higher, that's too easy. No lower, that can hurt your back. Standing leg lock. Take a breath. Kick your heel forward, flex your toes back towards your face from the ankle. You're training your Achilles to stretch. If both legs lock, puff up your chest and bend your elbows down. Touch your elbows to your calf muscles. One day elbows go below the calf muscles. Lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. Change. Slowly reverse out. Shift your weight to your right foot so your big toe points forward. Inside of your foot parallel to your mat. Contract your inner thigh, outer thigh. Lift your kneecap, squeeze your glutes. Lift your left leg up. You can point your toes, flex your toes. Keep your toes flexed back towards your face. Drop the left hip down a little bit so your hips are even. Even right here, you're working on your balance, your core strength, hip flexor strength, using all the muscles in your standing leg and stretching the Achilles of the kicking foot. Option to stay here or start to round down. Make it a compression posture, compressing the front of your body, and pick up your left foot, all 10 fingers interlocked. Press your big toe down. Think about suction cupping the arch of your right foot up so that the ball of your foot and your heel push down. When you're ready, inhale, breathing, slowly, gently, lift your left leg up. Keep your face relaxed the whole time. Press your heel forward, flex all 5 toes back towards your face from the ankle. If your standing leg is bending and wobbling a lot, think about lifting your hips up. Press your knee back a little bit so your knee is over your ankle rather than your big toe. Continuously keep kicking as you flex your toes back. If both legs lock, lock your arms, puff up your chest, and bend elbows down. Shoulders down too, touch elbows to calf muscles. One day elbows go below the calf muscles, lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. Change, slowly reverse out. You can put your hands on your back and do a little back bend or a knee bend. Take a breath, stand tall. Shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, lift your right leg up, flex your toes back, especially your pinky toe. Press your hips a little forward. Evenly distribute your body weight on your standing foot. Option to stay here, or when you're ready, pick up your right foot, all 10 fingers interlocked, webbing to webbing grip. I'm going to sit this one out because it doesn't feel good to my hip this morning, but I will walk you through it. Concentrate, meditate, don't forget to have fun. When you're ready, inhale, breathing, lift your right leg up. Press your heel forward, flex all 5 toes back towards your face. Move your right heel a little to the right so your hip and heel are in line. If both legs lock, bend elbows down. If elbows go below calf muscles and still you can balance comfortably, slowly tuck your chin to your chest and put your forehead on your knee. So you want to move the heel forward, round the spine more, so forehead comes to knee, not the shin. Lock your knee, squeeze your thigh, change. Slowly reverse out, looks good. Last one, shift your weight to your right leg, big toe points forward, squeeze your right thigh, lift your left leg up, flex your toes back, squeeze your butt, round down, and pick up your left foot, all 10 fingers interlocked. Concentrate, meditate, relax your face, and lift your left leg up. So notice if your heel is turning in or your foot is crossing the center line of your body. You want to move your left heel a little to the left. Heel forward, toes back. If both legs lock your arms and bend elbows down. If elbows go below calf muscles, slowly tuck your chin to your chest. Put your forehead on your knee. If you fall out, pop back in, even if it's just to the setup. Hold and breathe. Hips forward, toes back. Inhale, exhale, change. Slowly reverse out. Good for you. Standing bow pulling pose, Dandayamana, Dhanurasana. Feet together. Bring your right hand up. Elbow touches the body, palm faces the ceiling. Bring your hand out to the right. Give yourself a high five for practicing yoga today. Yes, reach back without turning or twisting your palm. Pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle bone. Thumb with your index finger. Bring your left arm up and back. Right hip forward, knees together. Lock your left leg. Point your right toes. Take a breath, stretch up. And slowly charge your body forward. Simultaneously, kick your right leg back and up. Take your time. Slowly bring the body down and the leg up. See the foot come directly over the top of your head. From the side, 2 heels in line. Kick back and up. In other words, 2 shoulders in line. Touch your chin to your shoulder. Shoulder blade scapula coming out of the body. Kicking and stretching should be equal, simultaneous, 50-50. The harder you kick, you can balance forever. Kick really hard. Body down more. Leg up more, charge your body forward, try to touch the wall in front of you. Lift your left kneecap, point your right toes, kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly. Kick yourself up. Whew. Stand tall, take a breath. Bring your left hand up, out to the left. Reach back so that your shoulder's opening out, right? Without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle bone. Thumb with your index finger, bring your right arm up and back, left hip forward and down, knees together. So even in the setup, you're letting your left shoulder relax back. Lock your right leg, point your left toes, take a breath, lift up. And when you're ready, go for it. Slowly kick into your hand, simultaneously charge your body forward. All 5 fingers together, thumb with your index finger, palm of your right hand faces the floor. Get your right arm exactly parallel to the floor, no higher, no lower, standing leg locked. So really use your right tricep, slide the right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. At first, you just want to find a place where you can balance, breathe, and back bend, right? Keep your chin and chest lifted. The more you kick, the more you can bend. When you're ready, start to come down parallel to the floor. So eventually 2 heels in line, right? Left foot on top of right foot, 2 shoulders in line, right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Body down more, leg up more, charge your body forward, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, kick yourself up. Whew. Feet together, arms down, take a breath. Good, reconnecting to the breath. Second set, bring your right hand up, out to the right, reach back, pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle, left arm up, knees together. See if you can bring your arm behind your ear flap. Lift your chin, point your toes, take a breath, lift the left shoulder up, and slowly swipe your left arm along the profile of your face as you kick your right leg back and up. Charge your body forward, kick your right leg back and up. So you're kicking in 2 directions. You're kicking back and you're kicking up. Point your big toe and pinky toe up to the ceiling. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Press your big toe down. Lift the arch of your left foot up so the ball of your foot and heel press down. Slowly body down to parallel, leg up to the ceiling. Kick, kick, kick. Good, change, kick yourself up. Okay, last one. Bring your left hand up, out to the left. Reach back, pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle. Thumb with the index finger, right arm up, maybe arm behind the ear, left hip a little forward, knees together. Make sure you're not grabbing the floor with your right toes. Point your left toes instead. Lift your chin, lift your chest, stretch up, and slowly swipe your inner thighs together as you swipe your arm along the profile of your face. Kick, stretch, and breathe. Don't give up. Right hip back, right shoulder forward, relax your jaw. Lift your chin, lift your chest, get a back bend. Keep kicking. The harder you kick, you can balance forever. Activate your right fingertips. Right tricep muscle tight, right shoulder forward. Body down to parallel, leg up to the ceiling. Kick, kick, kick. Good, change, kick yourself up. Okay, good for you. Come to the back of your mat, Dandasana, balancing stick. Feet together, inhale, arms overhead, big stretch, palms together, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs. So in standing bow, we compress to the spine, and now we really want to stretch it. Step your right foot forward, shift your weight to your right foot like you're on a balance beam. Lock both legs, point your left toes, stretch, and when you're ready, come down like a slow moving seesaw. One day, arms, body, head, legs, everything parallel to the floor. So from the side, body makes a T like Tom, but not a broken umbrella. Body down more, leg up more, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, left foot down, right foot back, lean back and stretch up. Step your left foot forward. Get your bearings on your left foot. Lean forward, point your right toes, stretch and tilt. Go down slowly with control. Slowly bring the body down and the leg up, parallel to the floor. Touch your biceps to your ears. Charge your body forward, right hip down, right foot to the right, point your right toes. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, right foot down, left foot back, arms down, hold still, take a breath. So in the floor series, right, we have Savasana in between postures, and in the standing series, we want to find a little bit of stillness. This is actually called mountain pose, right? This is its own yoga posture. So if you ever need to take a break during a posture and you have this mindset of like, I'm not doing anything, instead, think I'm doing a lot. I'm in my mountain pose, my feet are rooted into the floor, you can feel that energy as you stand tall, right? This is always an option in between postures or during postures as well. Second set, arms overhead, palms together, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs, lean back. Step your right foot forward, shift your weight to your right foot, stretch, point your left toes, and when you're ready, come down. So this posture is bothering my hip a little bit today. So I'm modeling what it looks like to do just like a little bit of the posture, right? You can still keep your arms with your ears, both legs locked, left hip down, left foot to the left, stretch, 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 change. Left foot down, right foot back. Sometimes the setup is just enough, right? You're working on your shoulders here. Step your left foot forward, lock both legs, point your right toes, abdomen in, and tilt. Go down slow with control. Body down to parallel, leg up to the ceiling, spiral inner right thigh up, point your right toes, chest down, chin forward, leg up, arms up, stretch. Change, right foot down, left foot back, arms down. Enough of that. Come to the top of your mat. You can face the long side of your mat for the next three postures. I'm going to face you. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. Okay, cool. Standing separate leg stretching, Dandayamana, Bikram Hashimotonasana. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, big step. Arms down parallel to the floor. You can turn your toes in a little bit, pigeon toe your feet. This is an internal rotation of the hips, or you can point your toes forward so the insides of your feet are parallel. Lock your legs, lift your chest, and swan dive forward. Look forward all the way down. Grab your heels from behind. If you can't grab your heels, you can grab the outsides of your feet, your pinky toes. You can also start with your hands on the floor in front of you if you have, especially if you have like tight knees or hamstrings. Everybody roll forward, find your edge, lift your hips up, push your knees back, lock your legs. First the leg stretching, then the hip stretching, lower spine stretching, whole spine stretching, whole body stretching, 360-degree angle stretching, coccyx to toes, coccyx to forehead, touch your forehead to the floor in between your feet. Good, change. Slowly come up with a flat back, legs locked. Good, step your right foot back to the place, arms over your head, arms down, stand tall, mountain pose. If your forehead touched the floor easily in the first set, take a little bit of a smaller step so your spine can lengthen more. If your forehead was nowhere near the floor in the first set, try playing around. Maybe a wider step helps, but maybe actually a shorter step might help you get more control of the legs. You can also try turning your toes in more or pointing your toes forward, but you can always, there's a lot of room to play, especially in this posture. Second set, arms overhead sideways. Step your right foot to the right, big step. Lock your legs, lift your chest, and swan dive forward. Lead with your heart all the way down. If you don't have a heart, lead with your lower ribs all the way down. Keep coming to yoga. You will cry eventually. If you've got a grip on your feet, bend your elbows back, elbows to calves, shoulders to ceiling, belly button to spine, abdomen in. Everybody roll forward, find your edge. Lift your hips up, push your knees back, lock your legs. Keep pulling, keep stretching. Roll forward a little bit more, hips up a little bit more, push the big toes down, touch your head to the floor, in between your feet. Good, change. Slowly come up, take your time. Very nice. Step your right foot back, arms over your head, and slowly arms down. Next is triangle Trichinosa. This posture is considered the summit of the standing series. We're going to simultaneously open the hips and strengthen the lower body. We're going to open the chest and strengthen the upper body. You get flexibility and strength all at once, which is true in every posture, but really evident in this one. Okay, triangle Trichinosa. Inhale, arms overhead, big stretch. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, big step. Arms down parallel to the floor. Compress your hips a little forward, lean your upper body back, so you're already starting to turn on the abdominal muscles and open through your hips. Take a moment here and try to squeeze your heels together. Feet stay in place, but that's the inner thigh strength we want to use here. Squeeze your butt too. Turn your right foot out. Keep your triceps tight. Turn your right foot out a half inch more. Make sure your heels are in line. Inhale, bend your right leg and lunge. As you sit down, you can move your left hip a little forward. You can take a wider or shorter step if it helps you to sit down more. Eventually, right thigh bicep parallel to the floor. Keep your triceps tight, squeeze heels together, lean back, and move your arms at the same time. Elbow in front of the knee, hover your fingertips between your big and second toe. Don't touch the floor, don't push any weight on the floor. Look up to the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder. Now, if you're like me and your thigh is not yet parallel to the floor, rather than collapsing and coming down all the way, lift up halfway. So you want this nice 45-degree angle from your ankle to the crown of your head. So you're not all the way up, right? But you're also not coming all the way down. Look up towards the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder, reach your left arm up, stretch your right arm down, sit down more, chest up more, turn, twist upper body back, like spine twisting posture, lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your right leg, right toes in, left toes out, make sure your heels are in line, but not crisscross. Okay, inhale, bend your left leg and lunge, right? So from the get-go, you're opening the hips, you're still squeezing heels, squeezing glutes, triceps tight, shoulders down, arms apart. Sit down more, lean back, and move your arms at the same time. Now, if your thigh is parallel to the floor, then maybe elbow in front of the knee, hover your fingertips just between your big and second toe, never quite touching the floor. Look up to the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder. Push your right hip forward and down. Push your left knee back with the help of your elbow. Keep your triceps tight, squeeze heels together, pull abdomen in, and lift your left side body off of your left thigh. Turn, twist upper body back, lock your right leg, keep your right foot flat on the floor. Change, move your arms first, straighten your legs second, reversing out, left toes in, right foot back, arms over your head, arms down, standing tall. Feel your feet rooted into the floor. Feel that energy rising all the way to the crown of your head. Second set, arms over your head. Step your right foot to the right, big step. Press hips forward, lean upper body back, reach the arms apart. Turn your right foot out, maybe left toes in a little bit. Inhale, bend your right leg, sit as low as you can. Lean back and move your arms at the same time. Elbow in front of the knee, hover your fingertips between your big and second toe. Look up to the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder. Push your left hip forward and down. Push your right knee back with the help of your elbow. Keep breathing. Use your right obliques. Lift up a little bit more. Sit down a little bit more. Turn, twist, open your chest like a flower petal blooming. Lock your left leg. Keep your left foot flat on the floor. Change. Move your arms. Straighten your leg. Right toes in. Left toes out, kind of like the hokey pokey. Two heels in line. Okay. Bend your left knee and lunge. Sit down. Lean back. Move your arms. Elbow in front of the knee, right arm up to the ceiling. Look for your right thumb. Make sure all 5 fingers together, wrist straight, palms face forward. Reach your right arm up, stretch your left arm down, lift up a little bit through the torso, sit down a little bit more through the hips, turn, twist, left rib cage forward, lock your right leg, keep your right foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your left leg, left toes in, right foot back, arms up, and arms down. Wonderful. Okay, standing, separate leg, head to knee, Dandayamana, Bikram Yoga, Shavasana, slowing down. Inhale, arms overhead, big stretch. Exhale, step right foot to right, big step. 3 feet minimum, at least 36 inches. Pivot on your heels to one side of the room, turn your back toes in, push your left hip forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times beyond your flexibility, 2 hips in line, 2 heels in line, backside foot makes a 45-degree angle. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and go down, slowly with control. Chin to chest, abdomen in, round your spine, touch your exactly forehead and knee together. Now, if your forehead and knee aren't touching, you can try taking a bigger step or a smaller step. You can try bending your front leg, pushing the floor away from you, tuck chin to chest, eventually forehead and knee touch, but you're never forcing your body, right? If this does not feel good to your back, you can flatten out a little bit and try it again in the second set or tomorrow. Eventually forehead and knee touch, front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, jaw relaxed, stomach in, breathing normal. Push your forehead into your knee a couple times real quick. Lock both legs, hands together. Change, slowly uncurl so your head comes up last. Good. Pivot on your heels to the other side of the room. Uncross your heels. Turn your back toes in. Push your right hip forward, forward, forward. So your hips and armpits face forward. Stretch up. Tuck your chin to your chest. And slowly with control go down. Pull the belly in. Round the spine up. Press right hip forward. Touch your head and knee together. Again, you can try adjusting your step. Maybe turn your back toes in more. Press your right hip forward more. Round your spine. Touch forehead and knee together. Stretch your fingertips just beyond your big and second toe. Bring maximum weight to your front foot. Left hip up, right hip forward. 2 hips in line, so both sides of your back round equally the same. Push your forehead into your knee. Lock both legs, hands together. Change. Slowly come up with control, using your strength rather than momentum to come up. Head up last. Good. Pivot on your heels. Right foot back. Slowly arms down. Mountain pose. Stand tall. Second set. Arms overhead, palms together. Only cross thumbs, other thumb on top. Step your right foot to the right 3 to 4 feet. A generous step. Be generous with yourself. Pivot on your heels. So you can try turning your back toes in even more than a 45-degree angle, right? Really turn them forward so you can press your left hip forward. Tuck your chin to your chest and go down. Biceps with ears, palms together, hands flat, wrist straight. Keep your back leg locked the whole time, but front knee can bend. Touch knee and head together. Stretch your fingertips beyond your big and second toe. Sorry, I have that thing going on where my shirt's coming into like my mouth and it's very awkward. Bring the weight into your front foot. Right hip up, left hip forward. 2 hips in line. Front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. Push forehead into knee. Lock both legs, hands together. Change, slowly uncurl. Left hip forward, both legs locked. Full stop at the top. Pivot on your heels. I'm going to show you from the front. So your heels are in line, but they're not crisscross, right? That's going to make it hard to balance. And you can turn your back toes in more acutely. Press your right hip forward, left rib cage back, stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest and go down. Balance challenge, keep your hands together the whole time. It helps to have the weight in your front foot for balance. Touch chin to chest, touch your forehead and knee together. Stretch your fingers forward, push the tips of the fingers into the floor. Round your spine, feel the whole back of your body opening up, whole front of the body squeezing, toning, compressing, belly in. Push forehead into knee, lock both legs, lift your kneecaps, hands together, change. Imagine you're dragging your forehead up your thigh, your chest, head up last. Good. Pivot on your heels, right foot back, arms down. Come to the middle of your mat for tree pose, Tadasana. Shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, and lift your right leg up. You can have your foot on top of your shin, your knee, your thigh, eventually heel to costume. Slowly, gently, let your right knee drop down and back into a half lotus shape. Never force your body. So we're training the hips and knees to sit in lotus pose one day, and at the same time, we're working on our balance. Bring your right hand up to the center of your chest, and if you can balance, left hand. Elbows down, hips forward. Move your right hip forward a little bit, right hip down a little bit. Stretch the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Temporarily eliminate any curvature in your spine. Point your right toes. Change. Bring your right foot down to the floor. Shift your weight to your right foot without grabbing the floor with your toes. Lift your left leg up. And this side might feel different. It does for me. Heel to costume one day. Let your left knee drop. You can bring one or both hands together, but if your foot falls like mine does, you can hold onto your foot the whole time, as long as it's not hurting your body. Move your left hip forward, left knee down. So sometimes when you have a really tight hip or knee, right, you want to start here, and that's okay. But if you have the range of motion to lift your leg up, do it. Press your hips forward, lift your chest up, make sure you're not grabbing the floor with your right toes. Point your left toes instead, stretch the crown of your head up to the ceiling, drop shoulders down. Change, left leg down. You can do a second set of tree pose, or you can try toe stand, Padangustasana. Pick a spot on the floor, 4 feet in front of you, don't move your eyes. Lock your left leg and lift your right leg up. Slowly, gently, let your right knee drop. Bring one or both hands together. Option to stay here or start to fold forward. Hands to floor, lean forward, lift your heel, bend your knee, and sit down on your heel. Walk your hands back to either sides of your hips, point your right toes. So remember, this is just like the third part of awkward, right? It's just on one foot rather than 2 feet. Left hand up to the center of your chest, right hand up, spine straight, come a ½ inch off your heel. Good. When you're ready, hands to floor, lift your hips up to straighten your standing leg, and then press your hips forward to reverse out. Good, change, right leg down, shift your weight to your right leg, lock your right leg, and lift your left leg up. If your foot is prone to falling, hold on to it, otherwise hands together. Look to the floor, pull your abdomen in, and fold forward. If you've been coming for a while, try to go down with a flat back. Hands to floor, keep your spine straight, lean forward, bend your knee, sit down. Walk your hands back, whether you're in tree or toe, point your left toes, left hip forward, left knee down, 2 knees in line. Left hand up to the center of your chest, right hand up, spine straight, come a ½ inch off your heel. Good, when you're ready, hands to floor, you can come up on 2 feet or lift your hips up to straighten your standing leg, and then press your hips forward to come up with a flat back. Good, change, left leg down onto yourself, give yourself high five, fist bump, turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. Gonna adjust our angle a little bit here. Okay. Bring your heels together, let your toes fall open. Arms down, palms face the ceiling, eyes open, mouth closed, breathing normal. Savasana is a gas station. Recently in toe stand, I keep thinking about this woman messaged me out of the blue. She lives across the pond in England, and she found my YouTube videos, which is pretty cool. And she's been doing my YouTube videos. So she reached out to introduce herself. It was fun. I love doing that. I love meeting new people through yoga. But she was like, yeah, I broke my foot prior to yoga, so I can't do toe stand. And in my mind, I'm like, that's the only thing you can't do? She keeps talking about no toe stand for me. And I'm like, what about all of the standing series? How are you doing that? And it just reminds me, sometimes I feel really bad for myself when I can't do something. And then I think about Anna and her attitude of with a broken foot, I don't know how she's doing the postures or if she's sitting for some of them or modifying, I'm not sure. With a broken foot, her only thing she's saying she can't do is toe stand. And I'm like, okay, good for you, right? So now I think of that whenever I do toe stand, because I'm like, man, if my back hurts even a little bit, I'm like, the class is ruined. I can't do any of this. And here's this girl with a broken foot doing yoga, right? So just goes to show you, if you focus on your limitations, you will feel limited. If you focus on the things that you can do, you will feel expansive, right? So we're trying to I'm always try to operate from, I know it sounds kind of eye-rolly, cringeworthy, but go from a place of abundance rather than scarcity, right? Sometimes we talk about that with money, but I also really feel that with yoga, right? Place from abundance, a place where your body is limitless, your mind is limitless, even though sometimes, whether it's a broken bone or a sore muscle or whatever it is, maybe you can't do everything today, and that's okay, but you're still not approaching yoga from a place of scarcity, right? There's always something you can do, even if it's just breathing in and out through your nose. What a beautiful gift to give yourself, just to really focus on your breath. Kavani Muktasana, wind removing pose. Bend your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, grab your right shin, nice tight grip just below your knee. Pull your knee out to the right, down towards your shoulder, completely avoid your rib cage. Keep your head on the floor, look down the center line of your body, pull, squeeze, breathe. Change, right leg down, left leg up, pull your knee out and down, avoid your rib cage. Keep your right foot relaxed unless your right calf muscle does not naturally touch the floor. Then you can flex your right toes back to your face. Keep your shoulder down, glute down, calf down, change. Left leg down, both legs lift up, grab your elbows each other. Give yourself a big hug for coming to class. Squeeze your knees together and down. Keep your head on the floor. Look down the center line of your body. Hold and breathe. Eventually, or in the future, when the bone joint skeletal system has improved, the whole spine from coccyx to the neck will be flat on the floor. Change, arms down and eyes open. I was once at a hot yoga studio in Rome, and in that studio, they tell everybody to flex their foot back towards their face, even if like the calf muscle is on the floor. And at first I was like, all these Italian women are like, they have such skinny legs, like none of their calves are touching. And then that turned out, I don't know, like the owner must have like believed in that, right? So then get this, I got to be like, in Rome, do as the Romans do. So, you know, like depending on your teacher or a different studio that you might go to somewhere down the road, in general, the sequence is the same, but I always love like, you know, going somewhere new or listening to like a new teacher or whatever, and you never know, sometimes you'll just be told flex your foot back no matter what. Second set, bend your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, but this is not Rome, so I say keep your left foot relaxed unless you want to try flexing it back, and if that speaks to you, go for it. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Bring your right foot a little to the right, left shoulder down, look down the center line of your body, pull and squeeze and breathe. Change, right leg down, left leg up, pull your knee out and down, push the pads of your fingers into the backs of your hands, pull your elbows down, right shoulder down, open through your chest, pull down more, squeeze, breathe. Change, left leg down, both legs up, grab your elbows each other, maybe other elbow on top. If you can remember, thumbs with your index fingers, all 5 fingers together. Head on the floor, look down the center line of your body, press your shins into your forearms a little bit to roll your hips down, middle spine down, shoulders down, tuck your chin in just a little bit, stretch the crown of your head towards the top of your mat so your neck spine stretches too. Change, arms down and eyes open. Next, we do a straight leg sit up. If you have any concern for your back today, back is hurting, maybe some other reason you don't want to do a sit up, skip it, roll off to the side. Otherwise, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, turn, lie on your abdomen. For Cobra Bhujangasana, the pregnancy variation is fish pose on your back. Otherwise, hands flat on the floor, just below your shoulders so your elbows point up to the ceiling. Zip up your legs like a cobra's tail, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, look up and lift. Stretch your upper body off the floor. Use 100% spine strength. Come up halfway only, just your belly button on the floor. Elbows stay bent. Hug your arms into your sides. Roll your shoulders back and down. Now, sometimes people push their hands into the floor too much, or sometimes people have their hands off the floor. We are going through a middle path here. You want to press your hands down so you feel your arms engage a little bit and the back turn on, but you're not relying on your arms to lift up. Keep your feet together, thumbs with index fingers. Look up, chin up, chest up, stretch up, breathe up, and change. Slowly with control, lower down. Look to your right, left ear on your mat. Arms down, palms face the ceiling, toes together, heels fall open. Inhale, and slowly exhale. Anytime that your practice starts to run away from you, it happens to everybody, just take a breath and make your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. It's a wonderful and simple way to get back on track. Second set, bring your chin forward, place your hands flat on the floor just below your shoulders so elbows point up, feet together, toes, heels touch. Lock your legs, look up and lift. So all 5 fingers together, pointing forward, hands are flat, not cupping. So really press the pads of your fingers down, your knuckles down, roll the shoulders back and down. Nice opening through the chest. Point your toes to the back wall, keep your feet together, lock your legs, lift your thighs, squeeze your back, push your feet, hips, hands down, look up, chin up, chest up, stretch up, breathe up, and change. Slowly with control, lower down, look to your left, right ear on your mat. Arms down, palms face the ceiling. If it hurts to look right and left, you can bend one or both arms so your hands are close to your face, and this will take some pressure away from the neck spine. Okay, Locus Shalabhasana, chin forward, arms straight position, rotate your arms, palms face the floor, bring your arms underneath you as best you can, right, left, one day pinky fingers touch, spread your fingers wide. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, and lift your right leg up to a 45-degree angle, half of 90. See the foot come directly over the top of your head, stretch your big toe back, lock your right leg, point your right toes, lift your heel up, change, right leg down, relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, and lift your left leg up. Pregnancy variation is to be in tabletop and lift opposite arm and leg. So you're strengthening through your glute, your hamstring, your calf. Press the shoulders down, spread your fingers wide, root down through the knuckles, lift your heel up, change, left leg down. Third part, tuck your chin and mouth down. Bring your arms a little closer underneath you, spread your fingers wide, mouth down, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, roll forward, and lift both legs up, come up. Everybody come up, you can do it, struggle a little harder, don't give up. Mouth down, shoulders down, roll forward more, find your tipping point where you just lift your heels up, change, slowly lower down, bring your arms out, release the tourniquet effect. We'll look to the right and take a breath. As you release the arms from underneath the body with an elevated heart rate, you take a nice slow breath. Get a nice rush of highly oxygenated blood to your shoulders, elbows, wrists, and fingertips. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. Second set, chin forward, arms straight position. Rotate your arms, palms face the floor. Bring your arms underneath you. My downstairs neighbor is smoking and I just breathed in like a lot of smoke. Okay, lock your right leg, point your right toes, lift your right leg up. That's okay though, because she has to hear me yell, lock your leg into the floor every day. Stretch your big toe back, lock your right leg, point your right toes, lift your heel a little higher. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Change, right leg down, relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, and lift your left leg up. So you're stretching on the tendons and ligaments in your arms here. Really lengthen through the arms, squeeze the triceps, press the shoulders down, lift your leg up, change, left leg down. One leg is practice for 2 legs. Mouth down, make up your mind, bring your arms a little closer, mind over the matter, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, roll forward, and lift both legs up, knees, feet together. It's so hard. Soles of the feet flat to the ceiling. Stretch your legs back a little bit more, lock your legs, lift your heels up. Good, change, slowly lower down. Bring your arms out, look to the left, and let that one go. You can use your breath to stretch your body, right? So you inhale, you can take a big inhale and feel the backs of your ribs expand, really stretching your back. And as you slowly exhale, you'll just let go of tension in the body. Pranayama Shalabhasana, full locust. Bring your chin forward, arms out to the side like airplane wings, feet together, toes and heels touch. Pregnancy variation is to do this in pigeon pose with your arms up. Feet together, toes, heels touch. Lock your legs, point your toes, look up, and lift arms, body, head, legs. Everything lifts off the floor. Beautiful. Nice, Corey, like a 747 taking off. Just your hips on the floor, the rest of your body's in the air. Let's go, Elizabeth. Look up to the ceiling where your eyes go, body nose to follow. Lift your arms a little bit higher than the top of your head. Thighs up, chin up, chest up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, and change. Slowly lower down, tuck in your wings, look to the right, and take a breath. Second set, bring your chin forward, arms out to the side, perpendicular to the body. However, if you have frozen shoulder, some sort of other shoulder thing, and you can't bring your arms out perpendicular, that's okay. You're never forcing. You can always start with your hands back, eventually arms out to the side. Feet together, lock your legs, point your toes, look up, and lift. So we're always focusing on what we can do rather than what we can't do. You want your thumbs at a 45-degree angle, so they're not all the way up or all the way down, right? It's nice, gentle opening through the shoulders. Reach your arms apart, keep your fingertips active, triceps tight, feet together, toes, heels touch. This posture is so good for strengthening your back muscles. Lift your thighs up, chin up, chest up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change, slowly lower down. tuck in your wings, look to the left. I like to tell this story sometimes, but the first time Jeff and I hugged, he was like, wow, you're so, and I was like, soft, supple. He was like, no, your back is really strong. And I was like, oh, yeah, yoga. He was like, what? I was like, we'll talk about it later. But it's true. All these postures really do strengthen your back muscles. You know, sometimes like people who go to the gym talk about like leg day or arm day, but in yoga, every day is spine day. And I am down with that, right? Because if we can strengthen the muscles around the back, we have a much better life, I think, right? We're able to stand up more, can walk upstairs without pain, all that stuff. Dhanurasana floor bow, chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside 2 inches below the toes. Pregnancy variation for first set is bridge, and second set if you want wheel. Point your toes, squeeze your butt, look up to the ceiling, and start to kick into your hands. Beautiful, continuously keep kicking without stopping, without intermission. It's the kick that drives the posture. Roll forward once, freeze between your ribs and hips, looks good, nice Jamie. Do little sips of air in and out through your nose. So when you're on your belly button, right, you might not be able to do like deep belly breaths, but you're still breathing. Squeeze inner thighs, so you want your knees and feet hip width distance. Point your toes, look up to the ceiling, kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly with control, lower down. Look to your right, left ear on your mat. Some deep belly breaths in and out through your nose to massage the front of your body. Breathe deep into any point of tension. Second set, chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, 2 inches below the toes, thumbs with your index fingers. Sometimes I have to like lengthen my torso a little bit. Okay, point your toes, squeeze your glutes, look up, and kick into your hands. So in this posture, we're connecting the hands and feet together for the first time. We'll do this a couple times later, but this is our first time, right? So now we're really getting into opening through the shoulders and really moving the spine, right? The further into class we go, the more the spine starts to move. Point your toes, big toes up to the ceiling, bring the insides of the wrists closer together, wrist straight, let your shoulders roll back and open, look up, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, lower down, look to your left, and take a breath. Let that one go. Okay, bring your chin forward, hands to the floor, push yourself up, come to the top of your mat. I'm gonna adjust my camera angle a little bit, come to the top of your mat for fixed firm Supta Vajrasana. I shall show you from the side. Open your knees, open your feet, start in tabletop. Option to stay here, or as you're ready, walk your hands back and sink your hips down. You can keep your hands in front of you, beside you, or behind you the whole time, right? You have 2 sets in your whole life. If you can sit down between your heels and you're not in pain, put your hands on your feet, right elbow down, left elbow down, drop your head back, head to floor, tuck your chin in, back shoulders on the floor, arms over your head, grab your elbows each other and hold. Wherever you are is just perfect. You're on a gentle stretch through your toes, ankles, shins, knees, and thighs, but never a point of pain. Good, change. Put your hands on your feet, press yourself up, head up last, very nice, turn around, Savasana. There's some people that can do that posture their first yoga class, and there's other folks who practice yoga every day for 10 years and their butt's still down on the floor. I actually like this because it's a reminder that for me, that the depth of a posture actually doesn't really show necessarily how seasoned a practitioner of yoga is, right? In fact, sometimes the longer we've been practicing yoga, the more restraint we show, the more compassion we show to ourselves. And sometimes that actually looks like doing less rather than more, right? Sometimes it means the opposite. Sometimes it means after so many years of work, you finally get your head to your knee, you finally get your butt to the floor. Yes, I love that. And it's also a reminder, the depth of the posture doesn't really say much about how long you've been practicing yoga, right? But how you conduct yourself says a lot, right? About who you are on the inside. For those of you that practiced with Carol Ann, it's like, you know, becoming your mother. I'm like more and more, I'm like saying things like she used to say, like who you are on the inside. Happy particles. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Elbows to floor, forehead to knees. Good. I used to like cringe at that line and now I'm like who you are on the inside. Okay, come to the top of your mat, open your knees, open your feet, option to stay in tabletop, or as you're ready, walk your hands back and slowly sink your hips down. It might help to open your knees a little bit wider so you can sit down a little bit more. And remember, you just want to find a place where you can breathe. All the postures are an expression of who you are. Okay, if you can sit between your heels, put your palms on your soles, right elbow down, left elbow down, drop your head back, head to floor, tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor, arms over your head, grab your elbows each other, other elbow on top. If this is easy, maybe slide your knees back together, but knees never come off the floor. Good, change, put your hands on your feet, push yourself up, head up last, turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. So athleticism or like being limber are different qualities from being like a yogi, right? And there certainly can be part of it. And I, in my life, have used advanced asana as a means for like believing in myself, right? For gaining tenacity, grit, a never give up spirit. I've used advanced asana to help me with those qualities, but it's still not about the posture, right? And sometimes you'll have people who are quite fit, they come in, right? Maybe they're like a weightlifter or a former ballerina. So maybe like they can do the squat, right? Or they can do the standing splits, but it's a little bit of a different quality, right? From a yogi who knows how to breathe and who knows how to let go, right? And let go of the ego, let go of the need to perform. All you have to do is breathe. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the back of your mat, half tortoise. Sit knees, feet together, hips on your heels. Arms overhead, sideways, palms together, cross your thumbs. Stretch up tall and go down. You can always put one or both hands on the floor to help yourself in. Otherwise, forehead to floor, little fingers to floor. Reach your arms forward, sink your hips down. Just the knife edges of your pinky fingers on the floor. The rest of your arms are in the air. So tilt your fingers down, sink your hips down, reach your arms forward, sink your hips down, stretch, stretch, stretch. Good, change, come on up, arms of ears, very nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana. Sorry, something in my eye. I had somebody the other day like ask me like, what is the point of this posture of half tortoise? Which is a really good question because sometimes it doesn't feel like much is happening, right? So if you think about it, all of the spine strengthening series are back bends. If you go back in fixed firm, that's also a back bend. So you've done 10 back bends in a row, or at least you did 8 back bends, right? So now you're stretching out your back. You're also cutting off a little bit of circulation to the lower body. So you're stretching through the toes, ankles, knees, and chins, cutting off a little bit of circulation to the lower body. While at the same time, the hips are a little higher than the head. So you get this nice rush of blood towards the brain, towards the end of class, very much on purpose. So this posture is meant to give us energy. It's one of those postures like outside of yoga, you're feeling a little bit tired or sleepy. You can do this posture, right? You activate the spine, you stretch the shoulder blades, you stretch the lower body, and you get a nice rush of blood to the brain. Let's do it again. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, so it's almost like deceptively simple. There's actually a lot happening. So knees, feet together, right? Your hips on your heels. You're stretching out the lower body already, right? And you're cutting off just a little bit of circulation to the lower body. Not like a crazy amount, right? You're not here forever. Arms overhead, palms together, cross your thumbs. So now you're opening through your shoulders and chest. Stretch up and go down. Now you're working on your core strength, right? Keeping the shoulders with ears, forehead to floor, little fingers to floor. Tilt your pinky fingers down so the arms stay active. Reach your arms forward, sink your hips down so the whole spine is stretching. Keep your neck neutral so you're not bringing your chin all the way away from your chest, but you're also not tucking your chin to your chest. A nice long neutral neck. Reach your arms forward, sink your hips down, re-energize, reorganize, revitalize, stretch. Good, change, come on up. Very nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana. Here's the cool thing, as you release out, the blood that was in the brain goes back to the heart, and then when you sit back down, lie back down, all that blood goes back into the toes.
So we're playing around a little bit with circulation. The other thing is, right, next posture is a deep back bend. So it makes sense that we would want to stretch out the spine before we do camel pose. The sequence of yoga is very smart, right? We do all the back bends to warm up the back, then we stretch the spine, and here we are, camel pose. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Come to the top of your mat. I'm going to show you from the side, Camel Pose, our deepest back bend. Stand on your knees, 6 inches between your knees and your feet. Put your hands on your lower back, thumbs outside, fingers down to the floor. Push your hips forward, keep your eyes open, lift your nose, lift your chin, and one day head drops back. This might be enough for today. You're already really opening through the front of the body, which can be stimulating to the central nervous system. If you can breathe, go back halfway, freeze in the middle. So as the central nervous system kicks on, you might feel a little bit lightheaded, or you might feel your heart rate pick up, and it can be tempting to rush. Here we're practicing what it means to stop, even as the heart rate picks up. Check in. If you can breathe, if you feel good, right hand down, grab your right heel, left hand down, grab your left heel. Thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels. Squeeze your butt. Push your hips forward, lift your chest up, drop your head back, look for your toes behind you. 360-degree back bends against gravitation. Change. Put your hands on your back. Press yourself up. Head up last. Very nice. Turn around. Savasana. Head to the front of your mat. Feet to the back of your mat. Let everything stretch out. And let the floor hold you up. And sometimes, right, the release from a posture is as intense as the posture itself. So when you release down to the floor, if you, again, feel a little bit lightheaded or stimulated in any way, that is normal. If you want to like cry, that is also normal. Sometimes these back bends can release some pent up tension in the body, which can come out in some kind of funny ways, right? Either by like laughing or crying, or just by feeling like a little lightheaded or nauseous or whatever it is. Or you don't feel anything, right? That's normal too. Everything is valid. No wrong experience. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. We get a nice soothing forward fold. Enjoy the stretch between back bends. Okay, and then come to the top of your mat, second set. You're welcome to roll up your mat a little bit so there's extra padding under your knees. You can open your knees a little wider, 8 to 10 inches between your knees, still 6 inches between your feet. Have you ever watched like a dog who like runs in circles before they like go down for the night? It's always right here. I'm always like rocking back and forth, like I'm just getting my bearings here, right? I don't know if you do the same thing. Feet on the floor, hands on the floor, so you know you have this stable foundation in the lower body. Hands to floor, bring your elbows close together behind you, so now you're really opening through the chest. One day elbows touch. Press your hips forward, look up. One day head goes back. Option to stay here or go back halfway, freeze in the middle, check in. Option to stay here, or when you're ready, right hand down, grab your right heel, left hand down, grab your left heel. If you can't grab your heels, or you have to lean way back with a flat back to grab them, you can keep your hands on your back the whole time. If you've never tried to grab your heels, maybe just drop one hand at a time and then put your hands on your back, right? Because every once in a while you'll surprise yourself. Push your hips forward, lift your chest up, drop your head back, take a breath, breathe. And change. Put your hands on your back, press yourself up, head up last, very nice. Turn around, Savasana. Head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat, letting everything stretch out and realign. And let the floor hold you up. Inhale, belly rise. Slow exhale, belly falls. Okay, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, you can always skip sit-ups. Come to the middle of your mat for rabbit Sasangasana. So after that stimulating back bend, we do a soothing, calming, cooling forward fold. Knees together, toes together, sit on your heels. Make sure your feet aren't crisscrossed though, toes in line. Grab your heels from the outside, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels. Stretch up tall, tuck your chin to your chest, and go down slowly with control. This is rabbit pose Sasangasana. You are rounding your spine like a rabbit. Forehead to knees, automatically top with head to floor. Reach back, grab your heels, full palm grip on your heels. Option to stay here or pull on your heels, don't lose the grip. And lift your hips up, If there's a gap between your knees and head, you can walk your knees up one by one, but head stays in place. Squeeze your heels together, press your hips forward, lift your shoulders up, suck your stomach in, round your spine. Good, change, hips down, slowly uncurl, vertebra by vertebra, disc by disc. Head up last, very nice, turn around, Savasana. You might find that your spine bends easier in one direction than the other. So for example, I've always found Camel Pose to be a little bit more accessible than Rabbit. You might feel the opposite. That is something to note, but not something to favor. So in a lot of other areas of life, many of you have probably had this experience, right? You're naturally good at something and somebody says, hey, you're really good at that. No, seriously, like you could do that for a career, or you could win a contest or whatever it is. So you gravitate towards the thing that you're good at, and society rewards us for that. But in yoga, you actually want to notice the things that are like, don't come naturally to you. And those are usually the things that you actually need the most, at least like physically, right? But also maybe, I don't know, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually as well. So we're running towards the things that are a little bit tricky, or that give us pause, or that make us think. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Knees, feet together, hips on your heels. Grab your heels from the outside, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels, stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest and go down. Chin to chest, forehead to knees, top of head to floor, pull on your heels, don't lose the grip. Lift your hips up, squeeze your heels together, squeeze your heels together, squeeze your heels together. Sometimes you have to hear things a few times to internalize them. So if nobody's told you yet today, you are loved, you are loved, you are so loved. Change, hips down first, slowly uncurl, take your time. Head up last, very nice, turn around, Savasana. My observation of watching other people's bodies practice yoga is that even in the first class, there's always at least one posture in the series that people are naturally good at. It's different for every person, right? But there's always one posture that just your first day of yoga, it comes naturally to you because it encompasses all different body movements, right? So at least one of those ranges of motion, you're probably like naturally good at. And then there's that posture that like 10 years down the road, you're still working on, right? And again, that's where it comes back to, it's really not about the depth of the posture that like makes the yogi, right? It's like what you learn along the way, how you conduct yourself. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. And the cool thing is I've never met anyone who's good at all 26 postures, right? Because it's every range of motion in the body. Right leg out, left leg in, two legs make an L, a 90-degree angle. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch. Exhale, turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead on your knee. You can bend your right leg if it helps, touch your knee and head together. Interlock your 10 fingers up to the webbing, under the ball of your foot, flex your toes back, bend your elbows down, suck your stomach in, left elbow down, left shoulder down, roll into the left. Good, change, arms up, left leg out, right leg in, stretch up, turn to your left, tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead and knee together, all 10 fingers interlocked. So you're squeezing, compressing the front of the body, rounding, opening the back of your body. Flex your toes back to stretch the calf and Achilles, bend elbows down to open shoulder blade, scapula. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you. If you're skipping, sit up, stay here. Otherwise, lay down, be careful of what's behind you, and sit up. Hashimotonasana stretching, bend your knees, hook onto your big toes with middle and index fingers, peace sign fingers, thumbs on top. Scoot your butt back, right, left, 10 to 15 times. Knees can stay bent if it helps you fold forward with a flat back. If your legs are straight, stick your butt out a little bit and lock your legs. Try to get the backs of your knees to the floor. Puff up your chest and everybody fold forward. Stomach to thighs pull, chest to knees stretch. One day toes and head touch. Good, change, come on up, turn around, Savasana. Take a breath. And the other thing is, you know, the postures that you are good at, come for those, right? Like that's fun. It's fun to be like, I look so good in this. Like have that moment. That is, lovely, right? I want that for each of you to feel good. And and at the end of the day, we're also coming for the postures that are like, ooh, I don't know, that's a little, I don't know if I can do that, right? We're going for both of them, right? But find joy in those moments where you're like, yes, I feel so good. And then also find joy in the moments where you're like, wow, this is really hard and I'm doing it anyways, even if I look a little silly. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Right leg out, left leg in. It's all a little silly, right? Right leg out, left leg in, arms over your head, stretch up, chin to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, touch your forehead and knee together. If your leg is bent, maybe try pressing your heel forward more. So maybe leg is straight, maybe leg lock, maybe heel off the floor, maybe elbows to floor. Notice if you're leaning to the right, left elbow down, left shoulder down, two shoulders in line. Change, arms up, left leg out, right leg all the way in, stretch up tall, turn to your left, tuck your chin to your chest, put your exactly forehead and knee together. Flex your toes back, bend your elbows down, suck your stomach in, right hip down, right shoulder down, roll into the right. Good, change, arms up, both legs out in front of you. Option to stay here or lay down, reset, and sit up. Second set, stretching, bend your knees, hook onto your big toes, peace sign fingers, thumbs on top, scoot your butt back, right, left, 10 to 15 times. Now notice if your toes are turning in and your knees are coming apart. Try to bring the knees together. Spiral inner thighs down, flex little toes back so the soles of your feet are flat. Lock your legs, puff up your chest and fold. Stick your butt out a little bit, stomach to thighs, pull, chest to knees, stretch. Imagine you're gonna hook your ribs over your knees. One day toes and head touch. Good, change, come on up, beautiful, turn around, Savasana. And the other cool thing, if you practice yoga long enough, that posture, when your first day of yoga, that you're like, ooh, okay, I actually can do this. At some point, that posture is going to piss you off. And at another point, that posture that on your first day of yoga, you looked around and said, I could never do that. That's going to be your favorite posture. It changes, right? And it's all, none of it's permanent. It'll all change, right? That posture that you loved, at some point you're going to hate. That posture that you hated, at some point you're going to love. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Come to the middle of your mat, spine twist. Bend your left leg on the floor, touch your right heel to left knee corner, right arm close behind you, left arm up and over. Make a circle with your left arm. Push your elbow into your knee, grab your left knee with your left hand. Look down. If you are sitting on your left foot, slide it out of the way, roll to the right, evenly distribute your body weight on both sit bones. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, pull abdomen in, look over right shoulder twist. You can keep your right hand behind you for balance. You can also reach behind you, catch your left thigh with your right hand for a half bind. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, pull abdomen in, look over right shoulder twist, twist, twist. Good, change, unwind, swap out your legs, bend your right leg on the floor, touch left heel to right knee. You can also have your right leg straight out in front of you, or you can always sit crisscross applesauce. Left arm behind you, right arm up, draw a circle over, push elbow into knee, get the knee out of the way, grab your right knee with your right hand, drop your shoulder down, actively push your left fingertips into the floor to sit up tall, point your right toes. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, look over left shoulder twist, right knee down, left big toe down, point your right toes. You can keep your hand behind you or reach behind you, grab your thigh with your hand, inhale, stretch up, exhale, look back, twist, twist, twist. Good, change, unwind, turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. And over time, right, you'll also realize that there's no such thing as like mastering a posture for several reasons. Once, like in Camel Pose, once you grab your heels, I'm just going to say, great, lift your chest up more, right? There's no end. You can always keep going, which I think is really freeing because then if there's no end, right, if there's always a next step, that means that it's limitless. And that also means that there's no time frame to get there, right? And the other reason why there's no such thing as quote unquote mastering a posture is because we change. Our bodies change, our circumstances change, like where we're practicing is changing, how we're practicing, who we're practicing with, what time we're practicing, it all changes, right? I'm interested in having a long-term yoga practice, and many of you have me beat on that by a long time. You're very inspiring to me. But you also probably realize that, right? Like the goal is to use this as a tool for self-realization, right? A tool to relax and get into our body. So there's no rush to get into a posture. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. The minute you get into fixed firm, I'm just going to say, great, bring your knees together, or great, do a deeper back bend, right? It's all limitless, so there's no rush. Come to the middle of your mat, sit well. You can sit knees, feet together, hips on your heels, hands on your thighs. If it hurts to sit on your feet, don't do it silly. Sit on your back, crisscross applesauce. Every once in a while, see if you can sit on your feet. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times, concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times. So try to keep your body still. It's just your abdomen that pulls in. As you exhale, you snap your stomach in. When the stomach relaxes, the lungs automatically take in air. But try not to do any of this. It's just the abdomen that's moving. Sit up tall and begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good for you. Honor yourself. Give yourself a hug. High five. Pat on the back. Turn around. Final Savasana. Close your eyes. Open your arms and legs. Get as big or as small as you want. And take a breath. Breathe in. Anything you want to let go of, this is an invitation. Just let it go. Maybe not forever, maybe just for a breath or two. But anything that's no longer serving you, maybe it did, maybe it just feels heavy today. This is an invitation. Let it go. Put it down. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. And all is coming.